Ready? Play.
I want one more thing from you, Francisca. Can you look at the camera, and I want you to say, I am Francisco Jorge, and I am a friend of the show. Can you try it?
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend. I'm a wait.
Go. It's okay.
I'm Francisca Jorge, and I'm a fan of the show.
One more time. Can you say, I'm a friend of the show?
Friend.
Like amigo.
Friend.
A friend. So, because we joke, we have players come on all the time, they have no idea, but after they've been on, we say, oh, Yelena Ostapenko is a friend of the show. She has no idea. But so if we get you to say, I am Francisca Jorge, or how you say your name, and
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect. Thanks, Just want you to do me one more thing. I want you to hold the microphone. I want you to look in the... Don't be nervous. I mean, listen, you've just beaten Yelena Ostapenko.
I'm not nervous.
No, you shouldn't be. If you can beat Ostapenko twice in one day, you can do this for sure. I want you to look at the camera and just say, hi, my name is, say your name, and then say, and I'm a friend of the show.
Friend of the show?
Yeah?
Okay. Hi, my name is Susan, and I'm a friend of the show.
Say your whole name for me. That's the only thing I want.
Sorry.
Surname too. No, you're doing great.
You're
doing
cutting,
great.
huh?
Yeah, I'll cut it up. Don't worry. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Thank you very much, Susan.
You're welcome.
Good luck for the rest of the tournament. And I will tag you on Instagram, and you can reject. I do have one more tiny thing, which is I want you to look into the camera.
Yeah.
I want you to say your name.
Yes.
And I want you to say, I am a friend of the show.
I'm a friend of the show. Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Hi, Novak. I don't know if you saw what Vasek said last night about organising, and tennis could and should be even bigger than it already is. If only the people organising it were doing their job properly. He highlighted the balls, he highlighted playing late at night and then early in the morning, and injuries. I just wondered whether you heard that, but also if you'd like to add something.
No, I haven't heard that. I actually saw Vasek just before I came here to see you guys, but I haven't seen his statement on that. But there's been a lot of discussions on the effect of the different balls and basically every week on the joints and the wrist and the shoulders and the elbows. And I think someone told me that in terms of injuries this year comparing to other years is drastically has gone up. So in terms of the balls, I absolutely agree. There should be some discussion on that. I actually spoke about that with Andrea Gaudenzi, the ATP president, and Massimo, who's the CEO, in Paris during Paris-Bercy week. And I shared my opinion and my views, and then obviously they are thinking about various different options and ways of how to regulate that and how to make it better for the players and prevent injuries. In terms of the scheduling, I think there has been a lot of criticism and a lot of players complaining about it. So I think that should be addressed in a proper way. Obviously, Davis Cup and ITF is regulated differently from ATP Tour and from Grand Slams. You have different governing bodies, different schedules, different
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
No. Oh, okay. Hi Botic. First of all, how was the training session today?
Yeah, I think we had a good practice session. First we played some doubles and we ended with some single points. So it was a long one, but I think we played some good level. So I think everybody's happy in the team and I think we're ready for it today.
And you seem like you're having fun as well.
Yeah, definitely. The team is having a lot of fun. We know each other quite well. We play already quite some time with each other. So and off court we hang out a lot. So it's nice. Yeah, it's a good atmosphere, I think.
Good. You mentioned in your press conference earlier about some of the difficulties you had this year. Obviously an injury following that loss to Runa. But you said also that was quite a mental challenge as well, getting over that loss, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think I was 29 after Munich or top 30. I don't know the ranking by number, but then not playing with an injury for a while, having to stop, picking up another one, losing some points, and going to 60, 70. Yeah, it's difficult. I think it's also part of tennis, but I never had it before. So I think the first time is always tough when you go down in the rankings.
Was the Runa sort of injury in that final as well? Was that distracting for you, or did that not bother you at all?
No, not during the final. No, definitely not. So yeah, from Madrid on to Rome, Roland Garros. Then I stopped for 2 weeks. Had to miss the Dutch grass tournament, and then I started playing again with some difficulties. And then afterwards I twisted my ankle, so I was out again for a couple of weeks. So yeah, I came back during US Open, and then have to find the rhythm, the movement. Of course, everything in the beginning is tough when you didn't play for a while. So yeah, I think at the end of the year I picked up some good wins, and I played a little bit better tennis. So yeah, that's also giving a confidence boost.
I'm gonna just ask you a question. Just want to show you some pictures, and I just want you to tell me what you think. Okay, here's the first one, and you can probably see it. What's your first thoughts when you see this picture?
I think we played a terrible doubles in Rotterdam. Yeah, I think we played Gilet. No, I'm not sure actually. Who did we play here? Gilet Vliegen, I think. That's correct, huh? Yeah, we didn't win, so no, but we had fun. I think we always have fun when we play together with the doubles. So yeah.
Are you expecting to play both doubles and singles this week?
Not sure. There are some options, so we have a lot of options in doubles. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Who's better.
Next picture is this one, which is from US Open 2021. Are your overall thoughts positive, or do you still think that did you dream bigger even then?
No, I think overall, I think this was against Schwartzman.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, first quarter final. Yeah, when you're gonna start in qualies, when somebody says you're gonna be in the quarterfinals, I think you sign for it. So no, really positive feeling about this one, and I think Medvedev was just too good in the quarters. I think the whole tournament he was just too good.
Yeah. Next picture is this one.
I'm not eating cheese.
You're not eating cheese?
No, not like on bread and stuff. Or no, I don't eat cheese a lot. Let's say.
You know, you have something with Rafael Nadal. He doesn't eat cheese either.
No. Yeah. Oh, that's a good thing, huh? Maybe. No, it's no, I don't eat it like other Dutch people. Like they always had it for breakfast and everything. But yeah, I'm not eating this one.
This picture, you and him shaking hands at the ref. What does this make you think of?
Yeah, first time I played him. I think in the beginning I was a little bit overwhelmed, like he walking on court, and yeah, then they say all his best results he won it like a couple of times. So
at least it wasn't Philippe Chatrier, I guess. I don't know if that made any difference.
No, that's true. We played on Zandschulp. Yeah. So yeah, but I think it was great first match against him there. First 2 sets. Didn't play quite well, but yeah, of course.
The last picture I have for you is.
Yeah, I think Djokovic at the moment is. Yeah.
Is it impossible?
Yeah, I think it's tough to argue with somebody who's winning so many titles. But yeah, then you have Roger. He is like did so much for the sport, I think, and he's like. I think they're all different in a way. So. I think it's tough to say somebody is the GOAT, but on results-wise, yeah, you have to go with Djokovic, of course. But yeah, maybe classy-wise, maybe you go Federer, and I think Rafa is what he's doing. Like Shields was asking a nice question, actually. He said if 2 of the Grand Slams would have been on clay and not on hard, for example, how many would Rafa have won? Yeah, I think they're all great, amazing players. Maybe the best 3 players at the same time we're gonna see for a long time.
Thank you, Botic.
Thank you. No worries.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
Oh, hi Eddie. Was it yesterday that we saw each other talking tennis? I guess so.
Yes, it was. Have you been not getting much sleep, Damien?
Getting much sleep?
Yeah, it was just yesterday.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, we talked, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday. I've actually been missing some of the late night action, so I am getting quite a lot of sleep.
Okay.
Indeed. Today, it's obviously going to be a bit of a different role for you. We're not going to be talking about the Busan Challenger, although you are welcome to, mention it from time to time if it comes up in any way. But yeah, Rafael Nadal, Flavio Cobolli. I remember doing I'm only going to be here, by the way, until Mario gets here. After that, I have to go. But I remember actually doing the watch along for Nadal Thompson in Brisbane. No, not Thompson. Who was his first opponent? Thompson was the quarters. Team, right? Nadal team in the first round in Brisbane. And I remember just being so much more excited about it because it just felt like Rafa, is coming back after a year. We already knew that he was kind of like practicing and almost ready since maybe around September. And this time it just kind of feels to me like there's a high chance that we're going to see him, in a bit of a depleted state. Obviously, I mean, he's kind of a guy where I trust that if he doesn't if he doesn't believe he can do something, he probably wouldn't play. But still, it just feels to me like a very different comeback than when it was in Brisbane, and I'm much less excited by it, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really know what to expect, to be honest, but we all have the feeling, I think, that it's not going to be the same Rafa that we know. It's actually, well, we're not. We'll have to wait and see. But I think like a lot of people just feel that like it's different this time because the amount of delays and everything that's been happening, and it's just now. Yeah, it's surprising that. I'm guessing that he must be feeling physically okay enough because he's made sure to withdraw before the draws are open. Previously whenever he was going to play, so. But he hasn't done that this time. This is his home tournament, and that's home tournament, but it's the tournament where he's won 10 titles, right, or 12 titles. 12 is it 12?
Oh Jesus, I don't even know by now.
The court's named after him.
I think it's more than 10. I think it's 12. Yeah, I think you're right. Let me check quickly. I'm even struggling to count it, right? But 8 basically in a row, and then after that you have 4 more. So
if he finds himself struggling here, it's not a great sign because this is his where he's performed so well. So for so many times, he feels so comfortable here. But Cobolli, it could have been worse, I suppose, right? In terms of first match, Cobolli doesn't.
The seeds, the seeds start from the second round, right? So. I don't know actually who was there maybe as a tougher challenge, as like a significantly tougher challenge by Cobolli. But yeah, it's like middle of the road, I would say. Yeah. Nothing crazy. If I'm looking at the first round, there's actually like not that many players there who are, I don't know, just like instantly a massive threat. Maybe some players who like on a faster hardcore, like I don't know, if you drew Mahach in. Whatever in Cincinnati, for example, I would say that Mahach is the favorite. But the first round didn't really contain any players that like significantly tougher, I guess. Maybe Nakashima, in fact. Who of course just on this very court defeated Andrei Rublev.
Yeah.
But Cobolli is definitely a fairly tough opponent, I would say, for the set of players that he could have gotten out of that first round.
Yeah.
But it's also not the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, he likes clay, but I was just thinking but the results that he's coming into this haven't, they've not been brilliant. He lost in straight sets to Nadal and Monte Carlo qualies, and then before that, he lost in Marrakesh to Pavel Kotov. So yeah, it's not like he's coming in like an incredible form, but yeah.
No, definitely. It's like his first real main tour season, right? So he's like kind of just getting the experience for a large part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Rafa, I expect him to win this, but is that Can we expect anything? Is it wrong to expect something?
I mean, the bookies expect him to win it like hardcore. Like he's a massive favorite. To me, it's too much. I think that it should be much closer. But yeah, I mean, I don't think if I really have any expectations. Just have to wait and see what sort of form he can produce. I saw some clips of him serving. They did not look great. But well, it's clay. It's Barcelona. Maybe he can run away with this, even if I can't serve at a maximum level. I don't know. I think we're just gonna start really soon as well. Rafa, of course.
Okay, yeah, I can see him now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get this set up.
I don't know how how synchronized we're going to be, but again, it doesn't really matter because I'm just waiting for Mario to show up. So it's more important to how you'll be synchronized.
To be synced with him, right?
Yeah. No, I'm giving it more time now. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it yet, but
wait.
I don't know about you. How about you? But I already saw 2 serves from him. One of them was into the net. One of them started the point.
It seems I'm quite a bit behind you because I just hadn't seen the first serve.
I'll maybe switch to another stream, but again, it's probably just for 5 minutes. Hopefully, because I kind of have to run like 30.
Okay, so you won a point. That's what I've just seen. That serve did look quite strange.
It looks horrible, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like on these practice videos that I saw. I mean, obviously it's just one game, but just 1 point really. I mean, I'm watching the second point right now, but like we've been operating, I think, for years under the assumption that like if Rafa isn't ready, he's probably not going to play. I mean, he had some horrible clay performances where like he clearly wasn't fit. Mostly 2022 before he went Roland Garros. I think the one against Chapo where he was really struggling with his foot. But I don't think I've seen this yet.
Sorry, I've just seen that double fault.
Yeah, I don't really know if Cobolli is going to be able to like take advantage of this, but it seems that Rafa is just kind of rolling it in. Not much more, and that includes the first serve.
Yeah, yeah, I was just going to say, because part of me has talked about how he's looking at this as going to be his last year, and I'm just wondering, is he going to just stop at the French Open? Is he going to play French Open and then just stop, or is he going to?
Well, I mean, if he's competitive at the French, then probably he plays, right? But like, if he's not, I don't know, Olympics as well. I mean, he might as well play that.
Yeah,
it's also in Paris. Yeah,
but I feel it'd be weird for him to play and then like. I think he would announce before the tournament that this is going to be his last one. I mean, I think
if he was sure, yes. If he was sure, I suppose so. Olympics as well, like is like the last probably possible retirement spot. Otherwise, it seems like, you know, if he really wants like a big farewell, then it would have to be either Olympics or 2024, I guess. 2025, sorry. But yeah, I mean, of course, we'll see. He's been saying that like this is not a farewell tour, that he's, you know, he intends to win the title. He intends to be very competitive. But as of right now, he's feeling like this will probably be his last time playing in Barcelona, which could be a factor. I mean, motivating him to play even more than usual. Obviously, this is even the Pista Rafa Nadal or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's kind of wild that you're playing on a court already named after yourself. But
yeah, how often has that happened? Is this the first time that that's happened in tennis history? Or I'm not sure.
I would assume so. I mean, Federer had that Halle, Roger Federer Halle, or whatever it was, that name of the street there. The stadium that the Halle Open is held at is on Roger Federer Street, basically. But it's a bit different with the street and the court, I suppose.
Right.
But I guess these two are pretty similar. But I would assume that previously we didn't really have anything like that. I mean, there was no one dominating events like this in the past, right? I mean, I don't know, Björn Borg at Roland Garros wouldn't get something like that.
I mean, Bjorn Borg's career ended like when he was like 26, right? So
again, yeah, 26. So maybe there was less time even, but like that's kind of the only player that I can come up with who like really had like such an insane record at one event as the big three managed to like make it pretty normal for themselves to have like 3 or 5 events where they just completely dominate the rest, mostly because they're not playing it.
So Nadal's won a game. That's where I'm at. So yeah. He can still hit that forehand. I mean, I'm not too sure but if he can, he's got a chance. He's always got a chance.
There's a question to you in the chat about what part of Scotland do you hail from?
Oh, I'm from west of Scotland, so near Glasgow, but I come from a small town, so yeah, I grew up near Glasgow, yeah, ish.
Yeah, we have a couple of Scottish people here on the channel. Jack is pretty easy to understand. Tom sometimes gets stuff. Like sometimes I have to listen very closely to know.
Yeah, they're also from Glasgow, right? Yeah, they're from Glasgow. But yeah,
Jack is from Glasgow. I'm not sure where Tom is from. Actually, is he also from Glasgow?
I think he's from. Well, I can tell from this same roughly the same area. But yeah, so
okay.
Yeah, but. Yeah,
I guess his accent is just more hardcore Glaswegian than.
Yeah, mine's not too strong, so understandable for me, but I can understand how it might be difficult for others. Oh, that was that? Oh, it's out. Sorry, in. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess one, as usual in matches like this, it's like also kind of a story like how Cobolli reacts to playing against Nadal. Just the fact that you're facing a living legend on pista Rafael Nadal in Barcelona, where he's won 12 times, can't be easy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that was always the case. I mean, you get players that the first time they face these legends, they kind of freeze up, don't they? I mean, it's sometimes you sort of get the impression that they do, but
if someone is your idol, it's normal for you to want to impress them, right? If you're facing them, I mean,
yeah, it depends. Sometimes, yeah, other players that suits them. They'll just swing and freely, and then sometimes it comes off, and they'll play a really competitive match. But
yeah, I think for us, like, uber amateur players, it would definitely be like facing any pro. You would need to have like 10-15 minutes to really reset yourself and just realize what you're doing. Obviously, that wouldn't mean that you're going to be winning games after that, but it would probably mean that at some point you would just, start hitting the ball at least. But the first few minutes could be tough. Luka Van Asch sitting there. I guess that's the Cobolli box. That's pretty interesting. I mean, they might have interacted in the juniors quite a lot. I think Cobolli won the junior slam with Stricker, but maybe he played some with Van Asch as well. I'm not sure. Obviously, last year they played the next gen finals as well. Think they were in separate groups. Van Asch earlier today won against Zhejian Zhang in 2 sets. Did you tweet about that on the Tennis Asia account?
I did not. I couldn't watch that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I was actually doing the watch along earlier for Sonego Fonseca, so that was pretty much at the same time.
Oh yeah, on screen there's my. So I launched a new podcast. So if you're interested, you can find it on Apple Podcasts. or on SoundCloud, but it's not on Spotify yet, but hopefully soon it's going to be on Spotify. If you're interested in tennis within Asia.
Don't worry, John. I was not calling you an Uber amateur. I was calling myself an Uber amateur. Although your spelling with the capitalized U suggests that maybe it can be used in also as an amateur of Uber travels. And in that case, I guess we're both Uber amateurs. Maybe he'll warm up as the match goes on. I remember in terms of the serving, I remember last year when Łukasz Kubot came back, of course, the former doubles #1. He was for a while hitting like 165 on his first serve, like couldn't really get above that. It was never a big part of his game, really, but still, like you could see that it's pretty much a result of some sort of physical issues. I don't know if he's still going to play. I mean, last year he went like 1-5, but as the season went on, he managed to add some pace on it. But that's kind of what Rafa reminds me of right now in terms of the serving. Just not really committing to it fully. Maybe on clay it's not going to be that much of a factor, though. I mean, he's definitely not been punished for it by Cobolli so far, and this one was pretty good actually. I mean, you're going to see it in a sec, but this one looked pretty decent down the tee. Ghosty is also asking you, is the Tennis Asia podcast centered around Korean tennis? I guess just the whole of Asia?
Yeah, not just Korean tennis, but me and Alistair, who do it, we live in Korea, and we went to the Busan Open, so this was a good place to start, but we're not going to be only talk about this. We're going to be talking about other tournaments, and we've got the Challenger swing coming up in Asia, so we're going to probably follow that as well. But yeah, ATP, but we'll also do some WTA as well at some point as well.
So was that someone you met at the event, or did you know him beforehand as well?
No, I know Alistair, so he loves his sport and he likes tennis, but he's actually in Korea he's a racing commentator. So that's his job. So, so he loves sports, but yeah, and he's and it was actually him that suggested it a few months ago as a joke, almost, but then we took it seriously. So yeah,
sometimes the best ideas come out of jokes. Probably not horse racing, right?
Yep, horse racing. That's right. Yeah.
Horse racing? Really? Horse racing?
Yes, horse racing, yeah, for real.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was like going to be like motorsports of sorts. Or
No. It's, yeah.
So is it big in Korea, horse racing?
Yeah, apparently so, yeah. I mean, they've got quite a few race courses here, and not only in Seoul, also in Busan and elsewhere. And yeah, I mean, in the world, you'd be amazed by the number of people that in other countries will want to tune in and watch racing even in Korea. And it's a lot to do with betting as well, right? So yeah. So
that's something I haven't done, but it seems fun, betting on a horse.
I've done it in Hong Kong. Hong Kong's got horse racing that's famous at Happy Valley, and we got lucky because I did it basically once, and I won money. So it was fun.
That's my poker record as well. I played once, I won money, not coming back. I'm fine to leave with 100% record.
Yeah, no, I've been to the casino and played poker and lost money quickly as well. So yeah, I didn't give me an appetite to go back. So Nadal failing with the defensive forehand to get it in. He looks concerned. Oh, lovely
Yeah,
drop shot there.
he's not going to be looking concerned after this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you don't lose that skill.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if he's going to be 70, gets a ball like this, the hand skills will still be there.
Yeah, for sure.
You can
yeah.
see it with.
Oh, wait, sorry.
No worries. Yeah, it wasn't that.
Ooh, the passing shot. It's wide from Cobolli. So that was well done from Nadal. He got his slice deep.
Yeah, I was just thinking earlier that like we see it with Venus all the time when she plays now, that like for 10 minutes she looks like the best player in the world, and then the stamina goes away. But
right,
she still has these 10 minutes at the beginning of every match. And well, I don't know if it's worth continuing, but it is still fun to watch for some time at least.
And the break point here. I don't think. Yeah. Cobolli's not looked brilliant so far, has he?
Yeah, I do think he's a little nervous. We already had a drop shot, Ghosty. We already had a drop shot. Come on, Damien, have some faith. Have some faith in whom? Nadal? No, I mean, I think that so far, obviously, it's clear that he's kind of not committing to the serve, but, you know, he's been playing okay. I mean, he's moving, he's there. He's got 2 break points, although on my screen, he actually does not have them anymore. As Cobolli found that nice first serve, and then a +1 forehand winner inside out. But I don't know, just doesn't seem like Rafa is super sharp so far. But of course, that can improve and change as the match goes on.
Back to Juice.
John not too happy about the Cobolli drop shot there in the chat as well. Aren't you supposed to be watching something in Stuttgart? Vondroushev Avekic, the finalist for Gene earlier today in the chat. Gene told us that he has Vondroushev in the final, and I think the other player was Ostapenko, maybe. So some bold peaks there. Both can lose today, both can progress today.
I was a bit, concerned about the next round, because if Nadal does manage to get through this, just looking at how he is, you know, De Minaur has been playing well recently, and he's not going to give him an easy time. So I don't think so, even on the clay.
Yeah. If you want to play De Minaur somewhere, obviously it's clay, and especially if you're Nadal. But yeah, I don't know if that's how he looks, it could be quite tough just physically. And Alex has already defeated him in like the last couple of years in a match where like Rafa was not too
in Australia, wasn't it?
The ATP or United Cup. I don't know if it was already United or ATP. I guess it was United already, because they also played at the ATP Cup and was very close a few years ago. But I think it was already the United Cup in 2023 when Alex defeated Rafa for the first time. But that would certainly be one of the highlights of, I guess, third round, so Thursday. No, second round. So tomorrow, Wednesday. Sorry. I keep forgetting that Rafa does not have a bye. I mean, it's so weird that in
Yeah.
Barcelona he starts from the first round.
So strange.
The 12-time champion should get a bye. When Alcaraz withdrew, they should have just placed him there instead of Marozsan. If there was a rule about 12-time champions having buys, I mean, it's only really Rafa who would be able to take advantage anyway. So,
I mean, they have a similar rule for the Olympics, don't they? Like former champions or Grand Slam champions can just get
yeah,
in.
there are 2 spots. Yeah, it's pretty complicated, like in terms of knowing who can actually use it and like who are they going to choose if there are a few players like this. But yeah, two spots like that are reserved.
Oh, and it's out from Cobolli. So Nadal breaks. Well, that was positive, but let's see how he can do in his service game now. Because he doesn't really have a serve. I mean, it's not really there.
Who's lacking faith now? But no, I get it. Just hasn't really been a factor, I guess, so far. I mean, he's at least starting the points from neutral and winning most of them. So, but yeah, if he runs into the Minor, who's been in such good form this year, that might be a bigger issue.
Yeah, depends whether probably can really capitalize. I'm not too sure about that, but
I guess so, Ghosty. Like technically, if they wanted to give Andrea Gassi a spot in in the Olympics, yeah, the option is there. I mean, I don't.
Well,
think
I was
the
thinking
IPA
like,
or-
okay, they have 2 spots, so it's like Murray and Nadal might want to take advantage of that, right?
Team.
And yeah. So how do they
think,
decide it?
Yeah, I have no clue. Like that's been the part that's really tricky to understand about the Olympics, because sometimes we go on about the qualification criteria and how it's important to fulfill it. Obviously, for example, I don't know, Iga Świątek playing against Switzerland last week. But at the same time, like if she didn't, would she just get the exemption? Probably. I mean, they would want her there. I really don't know what the rules are there in terms of that. But yeah, I think Murray, Nadal, team. Nadal might still have his protected ranking, though. Which would help him out. Like I think that's probably how he's gonna enter actually. So I think maybe team and Murray, but Wawrinka actually, is he guaranteed at this moment? I'm not sure. So,
yeah, that's quite. Hi, Mario.
Hi. Yeah, Wawrinka in the Olympics rankings is 90th, so I guess that's another player who could be eligible. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Ghosty always laughing about my pronunciation of the 8-time Slam champion Andre. But anyway, I'll leave you guys to it and leave you with Rafael Nadal, Flavio Cobolli. Good luck.
Hi, bye.
All right, see you, Damon.
Okay, I'm turning on the stream. How's it going?
How's it going for me? Yeah, the match.
Yeah, both for you and the match.
I'm good. Yeah, and the match. It's been. I mean, Nadal. I mean, he doesn't look so good really on the serve, but I don't think Cobolli. I think Cobolli was a bit nervous at the beginning. And then the break eventually came, but it's been okay. I think the concern is that I think Nadal, he's playing well enough maybe to get through this match. From what I see in his play, I just worry about the next match, especially against de Minaur. But hey.
Yeah, I think is that, I've always felt like Nadal's ground strokes are so damn good that he can be not 100% and all this stuff, but his shots are so good that he can be able to to make kind of a good match overall, despite all the stuff that is going on. Even at least against the average ADP players, maybe not against the top 5 or something like that, but he always has this great quality to to overcome even his discomforts and to show great level, at least with for what we could have expected, at least. And so yeah, I haven't seen the first few games, so I'm not really aware, but at least just looking at the score now, entering the live.
Yeah, he's still got the ground strokes and obviously that forehand. I don't think we've seen it. I mean, we talked about Cobolli maybe being a bit nervous as well. I mean,
Yeah,
Rafa as well might be a bit starting just like a bit apprehensively and like wanting to ease himself into it. He's not played a competitive match for a long time, so he might get better here as we go on. And
yeah, I think you are a young player. You are 20, 21, 22, like Cobolli, without all this experience, and you get to face Nadal on clay on this court, which is also named after Nadal. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about it, but also because it's unusual that a tennis venue is also called after a name of someone who is still, let's say, playing, even if not that much right now.
We were talking about this, Damien.
Do you think this is in your head, right? A little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, even if the court's not named after him, it's just like it's
Rafa's. Yeah. I mean,
I mean, I feel like this game's crucial. Well, it's definitely crucial for Cobolli, even against a hampered Nadal.
Well, yes, because I think that also, the more difficult the situation becomes, the more pressure you may start feeling. If Nadal wins this other game 5-1, goes to serve for it, then maybe wins the set 6-1. You can start feeling also a little bit overwhelmed by the situation.
And down the line, Nadal, forehand cross court, forehand cross court.
And there's a mistake.
Cobolli hits the ball, it hits off the tape and drops out. So are we roughly the same point in the stream?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, good. Because Damien was like 2 points ahead or something.
No, okay, perfect. Because when I use Tennis TV, more or less, I am at the same, same frame as as everybody else.
I'm using Tennis TV. I don't know what Damien's using, but
a second serve here, even if Nadal hasn't returned that well. Cobolli has the time to make this drop shot. Could have made something more with that return, but in the end, it's been not that deep as a shot.
Nadal hit a really nice drop shot earlier. You would have missed that.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about soft hands, Rafa is one of the best for sure.
Oh yeah, it's insanely good.
Oh, that's a bad mistake.
Yeah.
So there's another breakpoint. Has Cobolli had some break points. I am missing this in the front. No. Okay.
No.
Ace to save the break point. So for the second stream, Cobolli goes to deuce on his serve.
Oh.
Directly into the net. One thing I'm feeling, watching this first game I'm watching with you right now is that at least now, Nadal is getting, quite solid. Maybe he's not doing, amazing thing with his ground stroke, but good enough to make Cobolli, rush a little bit, feel like he has to do something more, and this is causing him some few avoidable maybe mistakes.
And yeah, let's not forget Nadal is a smart player as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he understands how he needs to play.
Yeah, for sure. If you feel your opponent is also a bit nervous, that maybe you make him play a little bit more. You try to avoid taking a lot of maybe risks if you feel like he is nervous enough, so he's not going quite well right now. Amazing with the back, and just makes him move
nice
without risking that much.
Yeah, he's looking better now, Nadal. Second serve for Cobolli.
Yeah, saved it.
Yeah. Some good forehands there from Cobolli.
Another second serve here, and the double fault
goes wide.
So we have the fourth break point of the game for Rafa.
Oh, that was a nice serve out wide from Cobolli.
Yeah, it was very, very close to a double fault. For a small, moment, I kind of thought that it could have been a double fault, but yeah, this was good. And
bit of a wild forehand there, goes long.
there's a bit of the rusty version of Nadal on this forehand. Yeah, and also, considering also this breakpoint stats, I feel like, of course, for Cobolli is very, very important to stay close because, there's still a little bit hope. We know that Nadal is very clever. He's, good enough to maybe to win this match, even if not and at his best version. But, he's still his first match in a while, with a lot of question marks. So if you manage to stay close in the score, then something can still happen.
Yep, and that was a good hold from Cobolli.
Yeah,
serve out wide again. Yeah, he really needed to hold on there. So you can try and see if he can create a bit of pressure here for Rafa, because he might be feeling a bit more comfortable now. Rafa, his serve is something, it's off, right? So
it's the first serve I see today. Didn't particularly like it.
No. This is second serve. Okay.
Yeah, the movement looks, looks a bit kind of slow motion, He clearly seemed like doesn't want, or he's maybe even, maybe not able to, getting that final fast part of the motion.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't a bad serve out wide, though.
Ghosted. Yeah, it's clear. I was talking about his his service motion. Fortilov.
Easy.
Yeah, there's the feeling, I get from this game the feeling Cobolli can do something more, in his return games. And, Nadal still using the angles well, but definitely, in his return game, he was looking better. Now that I also watch the service game, I have contrasting feelings,
Yeah, I mean, how old is Cobolli? He's 20?
22. Because
22, okay.
he is born in 2002. I don't know if I don't remember if he already turned 22, but
Okay,
he is there.
Right. But nonetheless, he's not had a lot of experience at this kind of level, so yeah. As I say, it's like for Rafa, we almost, even before this, I was kind of expecting like that he could win
yes,
this.
absolutely.
But it's whether he can beat guys like he's got Demonor next. He's got top 10 players, and which is really where he wants to be, right? So, but it's kind of difficult because it felt like it does feel different this time in a way, like because of the struggles, how long it's taken for him to actually get to this stage. So we've lowered our expectations. I think a lot of people have, but at the same time, it is Rafa, so he might surprise us. It's
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Also, I was saying when we were doing the ATP weekly. Yeah, is it Tuesday? So it was yesterday. That we have, of course, this this idea, of course, of Nadal on clay. So especially on this surface, it's difficult for us, to imagine a Nadal version that is not,
not competitive
competitive.
on clay. Yeah.
Exactly. Then, of course, there's also, reality of.
Yeah.
Of what has been his situation, of course, lately. But yeah, and also I don't think that it's this match, what he wants. Of course, it's a good indication for sure, but I feel like maybe the next one for him will be, if he wins this today, the next one can be more important, considering,
huge match. Yeah, so
I don't know, Sean, if I want to see a Sinner Nadal on clay. If Nadal gets better, then yes, but right now maybe not. I don't think this is still good enough to.
Well, this is going
Oh,
well.
there's a question for me. I'm looking at all these young Italians coming up: Bernardi, Cobolli, Nardi, Cecchinato, not young Cecchinato, but Darderi. Had tennis Italy been putting more into development the past decade? For sure, absolutely. The Italian Federation has done, a great work lately to try to, to get more tournament, more also infrastructure. There has been a great growth, that absolutely, and I feel like that's more than the success that someone like Yannick Sinner is having, because that also depends on your talent, your work, and all this stuff. But a great indicator of this is also the depth of the field that right now is really, really good. So yeah, absolutely, they have done an incredible job, and we've also seen it in they are also have been able to have the finals with all the efforts they've made. And especially, we have in Italy right now a lot of challenger tournaments, a lot of ITF events. So the young players are also very lucky because they can reach actually a very, very good ranking without even having to travel that much, which I feel is also very important to help players grow in comfortable situations. So yeah,
they've got like a really high number of tournaments being played at the lower levels as well in Italy, right? So challengers and ITFs, and
yeah, exactly.
I think that's just a huge thing for young player development. And we've got a set point here for Nadal.
Yeah, so far he's 1 out of 7 on break points, but having that many is for sure a good indicator that it's been very, very effective on his return games. Let's see if he can convert here. Yeah, because Cobolli hits his forehand into the net.
And a 6-2, not a bad start, really, despite our worries beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, overall, of course, I have to make the judgment considering all the circumstances. My judgment is so far, quite quite good, because I was fearing, I was a bit scared about which version we were going to having, and
Yeah.
he's able to play, still a tennis that is quite enjoyable to watch, and that's very fine. Of course, there are still a lot of questions. Just seeing the stats, Cobolli has 27 unforced.
That's incredible.
Yeah, Rafa won 34 points, and 27 apparently were after, Cobolli's unforced errors. So, for sure, there are a lot of things to consider, but,
Yeah. I mean, definitely Cobolli must have been.
Yeah, Tennis TV is showing us this stats so far: 27, 11 forehand, 14 with a backhand, and 2 double faults. So, but yeah, still, I think we are getting quite an enjoyable version so far. I don't know what your approach is, but I'm not approaching this match, really wanted to think too much, because I feel like it's a mistake we have had, and I don't want to, put all these, expectations, on Rafa, because I know that also physically maybe it's going to be difficult to hold up and all this stuff. So for me, it's more like, every match he plays right now is almost as a gift that he's he's kind of making us, because of all what he's been through over the past 2 seasons. So
yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, like maybe he can get through this tournament with a few wins at least. And is that going to be enough to give him the confidence to go on and play? Is he going to play in Rome, for example? I think.
Yeah, I'm a bit doubtful about Rome. It will also depend on his performances, For sure, he wants to play, I think, Barcelona and Madrid, the tournaments in Spain.
Yeah.
So we'll see, of course. But I think that, if there is one of these 3 tournaments, he will be, maybe sacrifice, for sure it's going to be Rome, I think.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, it will also depend on how many matches he will going to play, how his physic will react. So it's really difficult to guess, which steps he will decide to take. So
that was a pretty nice forehand there from inside out, wasn't it? Yeah, that first serve is still.
yeah, Paula Badosa is particularly happy, as a lot of people, I would say. Eddie, tell us about your game. We want to know.
My game.
Your game, yeah.
Just terrible. No forehand. No.
I don't believe you.
I'm a serve bot slice bot.
Okay.
Horrible. No, I mean, I could probably beat John though. Yeah, I'll happily take on John with those balls that he keeps going on about. Oh,
Well, Nadal's forehand making the job here. Combo Johnny and Tatiana Maria.
Okay, maybe not that big a serve, but yeah, that's right. That's saw Tatiana Maria actually play here and that's all I remember, just slice after slice.
30 all. Cobolli found a very deep return. Rafa was not ready. So let's see if Flavio can take a break point.
Okay. Out. Second serve.
Yeah, Cobolli stands there. It's not really. Yeah, but it's kind of a good choice. I mean, Rafa served for short jumps high, so.
That was a good backhand cross court from Cobolli.
Yeah, well play here. Of course, Nadal's movement is not, that of the best days. So, yeah, and Cobolli, in my opinion, also was not really playing that clever. Also in the first set, all those mistakes. I feel like, yeah, for sure, you want to stay aggressive. You want to put him maybe under pressure during the point, try to move him. But maybe it was, also a little bit exaggerating with that idea, considering that, it's still.
Ah, yes.
Good one. Yeah, this, for example, was a very clever one because it wasn't like, it was also a little bit high as a drop shot, but played very clever. Cobolli was far behind, so.
I actually do like to, Sean, I actually do like to hit a slice forehand and a slice drop shot. So I am partial to it.
This is avoidable for sure. This mistake. Nadal was having a bit of troubles in, hitting deep here. Cobolli could have done better. This also, I mean, so Cobolli had his first break point of the match. Nadal saved it very well with a beautiful drop shot. Then a couple of bad mistakes from the Italian. Nadal holds.
Yeah.
He is rushing goals, Cobolli, a lot of times.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much here from Cobolli yet
No, me neither. Even here, Nadal, for example, last point, Nadal has shrunk the backhand. okay, I get it that you don't want him to take control of the rally. Maybe you feel like he can move you a lot and you want to, to avoid that. But in my opinion, also because it's not working. So, so maybe you have to change something a little bit. So far he's only got, 30 unforced errors in, I don't know, 9 games. So it's not like he's having his best day at the office, and maybe he also has to understand it a little bit.
Oh, way along from Cobolli. What did he do? I missed that. The commentator said something about Cobolli's godfather. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, let me. Oh, they are in the tiebreak. Okay. Yeah, I was checking the other match between Baez and Arnaldi.
Oh, and there it is. That's what we've been waiting for, that defensive forehand down the line.
I would just say that something never changed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's never a great idea to come in on the forehand, is it?
No, even when Rafa is, he's like that. And he's pumped. We like to see it.
He's like, yes, I got it.
Yeah, I can still do it. 15:30 here. What's less to say that it's maybe, a now or never situation for Cobolli. There is Vincenzo Santopadre in his corner. He was, he's been the, famous Berrettini's coach from the start of his career till like, the off season, basically. So quite curious to see him in Cobolli's corner. 15:40, another bad mistake.
Sorry, I just seen Ghosty's comment there. I was just...
Oh.
Out? Oh.
Yeah. Not a good game, let's say like this.
I mean, that just kind of sums up the match for him, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's difficult also to, to analyze, because it's been a bit of a mess, his performance so far. I won't lie.
Yeah. So really the next match, I'm assuming that Rafa gets through here, is the big test. It's how really gauge where Rafa is at, because you don't expect that de Minaur is going to come out and give him an easy match, in spite of being on clay.
I was still, expecting more from Cobolli. It's not that I mean, I know that it's not, of course, it's not like if you play de Minaur, but still I was like, let's see this match. I felt like interested in watching, but right now I don't really know which kind of conclusions I have to take. Yeah, I've got it. The forehand goes long, so 15-all.
But yeah, I think it's obviously we can't underestimate how big a match this is for Cobolli. I mean, he's played 2 matches against good players.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not the same. He also played, for example, Alcaraz, but it's not the same, for sure.
Recently he played Tsitsipas.
Yeah. Of course, I'm sure it feels totally different. That's, without a single doubt. 15-30. Let's see if he can try to get a game. And Alcaraz, it was in at the French Open last year. About Tsitsipas, I don't know. Was it? No, I chose the wrong player.
Acapulco. It was.
Yeah, in Acapulco, right? Yeah.
What kind of food is served at the Korean tournaments?
A double fault here.
Oh.
So 15-40. Again, some break points for Cobolli after having won in the first game of the set. And there is a second serve.
Just see if this.
Yeah, tries to go for it with the backhand, but the backhand goes wide. So Cobolli gets game. And we are back on serve, even if I don't know, if it matters that much, given how the two, are serving. It's not like it feels that, it's so important, counting the breaks and the break back. Let's see if Cobolli will hold in the next one. But for sure, that means that there's still, a bit of a wait for Rafa.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Cobolli's just got to cut out the errors, really. I mean, he's just...
Yeah.
It's wild. It's going for too much, but...
Yeah, I mean, here... Nadal, of course, is not serving, great. A double fault, some second serves. So Cobolli, finally took his chance. Let's see what happens right now. For sure, it's going to be very important the next game, especially for Cobolli. Holding serve will be, crucial in making him feeling, like he can turn this around. How far is Nadal going in Barcelona? Round 1 loss to Cobolli. Round 2 or 3 final. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if he lost to Demon next round, but he could play. And mind you, if he does get through that, he might play Arthur Fils in third round, and then.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, for what I'm watching right now, I feel like de Minaur will be the favorite in the match coming up. if Nadal wins today, he still hasn't
Yeah.
won, and so I'm not that optimistic watching, but mm, maybe the more time passes and the more comfortable it gets, but I'm not having amazing feelings.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
That's pretty bad. There's nothing else to
Yeah,
say
but
there.
why also?
Is he just? I mean, yeah.
Didn't even feel like a good, in my opinion, a good solution tactically. I mean,
Yeah. Right. Oh. Go on. And there. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. 15:30. Here, Cobolli had the chance to do something more during the rally to attack, but hasn't been able to be effective with his forehand, with the inside in. Yeah, Ghosty, I agree with you, but right now I have the feeling that if de Minaur, plays from the back of the court like he can, making Nadal moving, I still feel like Nadal can feel uncomfortable. Ah, 15:40. It's not wrong. Oh, is it a double fault?
Double fault, yeah. I mean, really, it's a bit of a shame in a way because I was hoping that because it would also maybe have been better for Nadal in a way to have. He doesn't want to lose, but to have a bit more of a competitive match as a warm up before he has to play de Minaur. But really, Cobolli's just been. He's just not at the level he needs to be at.
Yeah, it's very difficult, as I said before, it's difficult to make a good analysis because of what we are watching. This game, the past two service game Cobolli had just been very, very bad displaying. $15 love. Let's see if Nadal can this time hold and so build what could have been maybe a definitive lead. Yeah, this is the head-to-head. I don't know, how much we have to look into it for sure. I have this feeling about the match against de Minaur. Maybe can. Yeah, they never played on clay.
Nice. Sorry, the backhand looked all right, but then it clipped off the tape. Yeah, they haven't played on clay, but
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different, player, of course, right now.
And if they were in their prime, or sorry, if Rafa was still in his,
yeah, I get it.
Not having these physical issues, you'd still say that he really should win. But
yeah, for sure. I'm just watching today the match and try to feel what could
that was a
be
nice
in
drop
in the
shot
next
again.
one. And I'm not feeling the best in on his chances, but because I feel like De Minaur can also be kind of that nightmare player
Oh yeah,
if you are in that Nadal current state. De Minaur can just move the ball really well. He is a solid player. I know that the clay is not his best surface, even if in Barcelona he did very well a couple of years ago, had also match point against Alcaraz in the semi. So yeah, played well also in Monte Carlo. The material I have, is suggesting me that it's difficult for me to imagine Nadal winning the next one. But we are also here to be wrong sometimes.
yeah. De Minaur,
4-1.
he beat Wawrinka in the first round in Monte Carlo, and bageled him in the second set. I didn't see the match, but obviously not a great look for Wawrinka.
No, absolutely. Yeah, but beat also Greek Spur Popirin.
Yeah.
Very difficult also because Cobolli's performance is also complicating the job for us in judging Nadal's level.
We just got to hope for Nadal's sake that he's he's getting something out of this, at least, in terms of like just feeling more comfortable with what he needs to do on the court and how he's going to approach his tennis.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this kind of state that he's in now.
And also maybe, you enter the court right, against someone like De Minaur, and if you feel a little bit uncomfortable in the first 3-4 games, maybe you can be love 4 down, for example. Today that has been avoided, and for sure this is important, and I'm sure the next match will be also easier for him to step on the court, because I know that they are super experienced, but I'm sure for someone like Nadal, it's not that easy to enter on this court in Spain after a lot of times without playing, with some doubts maybe about his his level. So yeah, for sure, I mean, it's going to be nice for him that he got some good time on the court.
Yeah, maybe interesting to see what he says after the match.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh, that was nice. Oh,
wrong direction.
He went back and
because he realized, he realized right after hitting this last forehand that it wasn't good enough, and yeah, in the end he lost the point.
He's angry.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
I like seeing him, pumping himself after a good shot, angry if him, does a mistake. So,
who was angry today? Andrei Rublev.
Yeah, I watched the clip after the match, but I also could have just imagined it. So yeah, very tough situation for him. Cobolli comfortable hold here. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Rublev, yeah, he's obviously not at a good place, and I think it must be very frustrating for him because he's kind of like always for a while now he's been at that top 5 level, but he's not able to get up to and progress. I mean, he's won a Masters title, right?
Yeah, for sure. Far from me, of course. I'm not making. I wanted to ask you a question. I mean, I don't want, of course, to compare the two players because they are in two totally different leagues. But in your opinion, what's the difference in the mental work between, for example, someone like, I mean, Djokovic, disqualified at the U.S. Open, first tournament back, Rome Masters, wins the title. Rublev has this this bad situation, and my feeling is that it can be also in some way related, and this is the what comes next, all this bad patch of results. What's the difference in your opinion in terms of the mental work that someone needs to do after nobody wants to experience something like that, regardless of if you were wrong, right? I don't care about that. For sure, it's a bad situation to be involved in, and so I don't know. For sure, I mean, Djokovic mentality is off the charts. He's in a total different league compared to everybody almost. So,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Djokovic, Nadal, and even Murray, like these guys when they're at peak, like the mental reserves, I feel like it's a different level in terms of like they're even when their backs against the wall, they are great problem solvers. I think and I'm not sure about Rublev. He doesn't quite have the variety as well in the options as well in terms of that. And
yeah, because my feeling was, even leaving aside a comparison with this, alliance, my feeling is that he's also one of, these guys who can react maybe the worst to these situations. Maybe to some other player, even if not, the the best mental giant ever. But Rublev is really looking, very weird also on the court.
Oh, yeah, that was a good point.
It's not that, for example, I particularly like someone, breaking the racket, but at least today, watching him breaking his racket after the loss told me, okay, he's alive, gave me this feeling.
Listen, almost every player's done it except, well, Rafa doesn't do it, but
yeah, for sure, absolutely. But at times, for someone like Rublev, if I see him too passive, also emotionally, I know that he has to work on having a balance, but when you see him too passive, like for example it happened in the matches he lost in Indian Wells and Miami, then it is not a very, very good sign. It's like if you see, I don't know, someone Djokovic being fine to lose, if you watched it, it's like it's weird. Yeah, 40-15, this forehand for sure could have put him in a good situation, maybe to win the point. Could have also been a winner, who knows. 40-15.
We'll try and check some of the other scores on.
Yeah, on the other court, they are at the third set.
Oh, Cobolli trying to go back in behind there, but just couldn't execute and drags it wide.
Yeah, he won't be particularly proud about his performance, that's for sure. I mean, it's a great experience, regardless of you know, how you play and the state Nadal is in right now in his career. For sure, it's an experience, you know, he will forever remember. But I'm sure he wanted to do better today.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like though there's been many players down the years that have faced the big three, and the first time they face them, they just, you know, they get well beaten. But sometimes, yeah, they just that experience, they need to get it out, and then the next time they face these players, they'll do a bit better, and he'll hope that he can learn from that.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know to, you know, I don't know how to say about this, because for sure it's a weird situation to meet, you know, Nadal in right now. It's not like if you step on the court. I tend to avoid thinking that, you know, he starts kind of, you know, like he's already lost the match before started, because it's not that situation anymore. But still, of course, you may feel maybe also, who knows, maybe having him in this situation can add some pressure maybe on your shoulders also. If you are a young guy like Flavio and you get this chance, maybe you can feel like, okay, considering, you know, his situation, maybe it's a day I can do something, you know, very good, and maybe you put too many expectations on yourselves.
Yeah.
A good drop shot here, even if maybe it's a bit too late.
Arnaldi is up a break in the final set.
This is wide, so 40 love.
So if Rafa looking like he's going to win this, do they play tomorrow? Does he play?
They should, because today they are already playing some of the second round matches, and so for sure tomorrow is going to play again, because then this is a 48 players draw, so tomorrow is Wednesday, so yeah, for sure, because on, you know, on Thursday we're going to have the round 3 matches, and then the quarters on Friday. So yeah, you know, he will play every day until he loses, if he loses. So yeah.
Do you have any? Have you looked at the draw? Any thoughts about who's going to win the title? Expectation?
I mean, let's see a bit. You know, I think that the guys who are coming from Monte Carlo, I think they can be put as the favorite. I don't know who will be, you know, more impacted maybe by the fact that he played a lot in the past week between the two, Tsitsipas and Ruud. Let's say that probably I would say Tsitsipas the first one, Casper the second one. I feel like these two players, at least for the way they, you know,
it's always can be difficult.
Casper playing Barcelona. No. I'm sure it's not the first one, because I remember that in 2022 he lost against Carreño Busta. And let me check. Last year he lost to Cerundolo. So yeah, he uses to play here. He's used to play here, yeah.
Well, Tsitsipas might have to play Musetti in the third round, which is not easy.
It can be quite interesting. You know, he always beat Musetti so far, but yeah, it can be an interesting match, especially if maybe, I don't know, I saw Tsitsipas. I don't want to spread the news, but I saw a clip where Tsitsipas had, was, I don't know if he was, superbly fresh. That, let's say like this, but there is still time. Of course, he will. Yeah, Forelov.
That was a nice stretch forehand, and
three.
You can see Nadal is still able to slide around and move pretty well. So it's sort of nice to see.
No, he wanted to close, in Rafa's way, but
yeah,
the forehand goes wide.
Yeah, well, Nakashima's when maybe that bottom section's looking a little open now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, match point.
Yeah, it's looking open. Yeah, that's for sure.
Because in the past, you say maybe Norrie would be doing good, but he's not been playing well recently.
And that's it.
That's it.
Nadal wins. It's his win number 1071 on the main tour. 6-2, 6-3 against Cobolli. So a win after for a first time.
6-2, 6-3. He would have taken that before the match for sure.
So what are your feelings right now?
My feelings?
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Since we both.
I mean, I think it was positive for him. Obviously Cobolli wasn't at the level that you maybe want him to be at, but at the end of the day, it's the first match back. I think that he showed some touches of class here and there, Nadal, and I think for his own mindset as well, like he's got to be feeling good about that. But big test is obviously going to come in the next match. But he's still there. I mean, he still managed to win a match against top 100, top 60 player. What is it? What's his ranking? So yeah,
again, for sure, tomorrow will be very, very tough. I mean, especially the way de Minaur is playing this year. And as I said earlier, he's kind of that player. I feel it's one of the most uncomfortable one to face if you are in that rusty situation. He can move the ball so well. Good 11 on return, especially. Also with the way Nadal is serving, will be very, very difficult. But for sure, very interesting because it will be, a very, very important test. Let's see what can happen today. For sure, today, let's say that it was a decent level. For sure, Cobolli helped a lot, but I mean, very good to see Nadal back winning a match after 5 months, 4 months actually.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very well.
I probably agree with everything you've said. Cobolli, I think, got a little bit better in the second set. The unforced errors went down a little bit. I think it was 27 in the first and something like 14 in the second. So they were halved at least. I have a question for you, Mario. What are we, in terms of Cobolli, actually just quickly, and I will elaborate on Nadal, but regarding Cobolli and Clay, I saw him at the next gen finals, of course. I think it was last year on indoor hard. Where are we at with Cobolli on the clay?
I mean, Cobolli is, for sure very used to the surface actually, because he's here that he got a lot of his experience for sure. I think that actually maybe a bit faster conditions can help him a little bit with his ground strokes. Maybe on clay, he lacks a little bit of the of that firepower. Today also went a little bit, was rushing a lot with his shots. Wasn't easy at all. Wanted to move Rafa and made a lot of mistakes trying to do that. Yeah, I feel that, of course, at the beginning, because he got a lot of this experience also in the challengers on clay, I am like, he will be maybe clay will be his best surface, but actually I feel like a faster court can help him maximize also he's a quick player, can play also quick rallies, and I feel like it's getting more comfortable for him than here on the clay, especially against someone like Rafa, who a lot of these shots with a lot of rotation, taking the ball very, very high. It's not easy at all for him. So I guess a lot of these things also happen today. I don't know what to expect. Will be for sure the first time for him in on the ATP Tour on this European clay season. So yeah, I would fly down. Maybe Madrid can be a good one for him. Last year in Rome it was a good experience for him because he's also one of these players that the crowd can help him a lot. So but generally, I'm starting for him to be more, optimistic about what he can be maybe on the hard against some kind of players. I've seen him, for example, earlier in the past months, he got some solid results. Also difficult after this match for sure. For sure, he can do better than this, 100%. But yeah. I don't feel like I'm expecting, for example, a second week of the French Open. I'm not expecting that, honestly.
Yeah, particularly on that display, but I think maybe there was an element of maybe being overawed. I think one or two of you guys in commentary might have been saying that. Regarding Rafa, I think the ground strokes were pretty good. The movement on 1 or 2 points, as you highlighted, Mario, could have been better. But as you would expect for a guy, I think he's just going to turn 38 during the Madrid tournament. Is it during Madrid or is it during
the
French
Open?
I think it's during the French Open, yeah, because actually there's going to be a year, maybe next year, when Rafa can enjoy a drink during the French Open to celebrate his birthday. So that's something to look forward to if you are Rafa. Yeah, so his 475th win. I think we said, how many was it overall you mentioned, Mario? You mentioned a stat with overall wins in his career?
1071.
1071. Yeah, I vaguely remember him getting his 1000th in Paris Bercy, but that felt like 3 years ago, maybe 3.5. So
yeah, in 2020.
Shows you how little tennis he's played in the last sort of 3.5 years. But yeah, I guess the big question mark, I would love to know some service speeds today, because as Damien highlighted, and I think the serve did get a little bit better.
I think we can have it.
Yeah, if you can have a look for me, Mario. I think in the first 3 or 4 service games, it did look like Rafa aged 18 actually, where he used to just throw the ball in and say let's get the point started on clay, and he still managed to win a couple of French Opens during that period. But I don't know what you think about Eddie and the serving today.
Yeah, I mean it didn't look good, especially like first service, like I don't know, like but it's like Cobolli just he couldn't capitalize on that, despite that he was standing quite far back. But like as Mario said, we never. Well, I suppose with Rafa, he's still going to put a lot of spin on it, and it's going to bounce up. But what was his serve percentage? I don't even remember.
What?
I can tell you that he got 0 aces and 3 double faults. At least I saw that on the Bear stats. There was one other thing I wanted to say. Yeah, I think the serve down the tee particularly got a bit better in the second set, particularly in terms of precision. I wonder if there is a particular serve that is more awkward for him or has been, you know, when he's been basically just before Mario, you come and address some of the questions I've asked. The whole thing for basically 15, 16 months. I say the whole thing, that's not true, but one of the biggest things has been the serve. We kept seeing a year ago all these practice videos and people were getting excited and when's he going to come back? And we know that Monte Carlo, he booked practice courts. This is just over a year ago, not this Monte Carlo. So he was kind of thinking about trying Monte Carlo a year ago. Pulled out. We saw him pulling out all our Todos videos. But it was the serve that he just wasn't practicing. And then again this year, I know we all know about the hip, but of course the hip it is related to the back and everything else. And it was the back that he cited, and he didn't do any practice sets apart from the exhibition against Alcaraz. Go on, Mario.
No, actually, since the website has changed, I still haven't understood how to check the like the speed serve. Yeah, it's because there was a it was better the version we had till last year.
Yes, yes.
This one, it's Is it John? Yeah, I think yes. It's not my.
Oh yeah, John's gone. Yes, I just.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So a win is a win, and for sure. I mean, it's super important for him to be back on the court. That's for sure. Yeah, about the speed overall, even without the clear stat, I don't think I've seen something more than 181 or 182.
An interview with Rafa here.
Yeah. Hearing. I.
Oh yeah, I can see him, but I can't hear his words. But he's giving an on-court interview now.
Yeah, I will be, of course, interested to listen to listen and to read what he's going to say on the press conference.
Yeah, that's normally the more interesting, unless it's Jim Courier with Daniel Medvedev. Normally, you get better comments afterwards. But yeah, we'll hear what he's got to say later on, and maybe he'll elaborate on some of the questions.
The stat we have on the screen, it's one of the craziest.
Yeah, 45 losses. I mean, he did 83 unbeaten. Was it 83? I've got that number in my head.
81, I think.
81, thank you, yeah.
It's not that big of a difference.
All right, guys, a big thanks for today. And, well, we've got Nadal to play again. Did you say you think he's playing tomorrow, or is it 30?
I think tomorrow.
I mean, he should play for sure tomorrow because, it is 48 players draw.
Oh, yeah, right. They're playing an extra round compared to Stuttgart, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's like Washington.
Yeah.
48. Yeah.
Eddie,
so
I know it's
round 2, and
I know it's very late for you, Eddie, and Mario's had a long afternoon as well. I think in 2 different languages, and neither of them were his own language either. So that's cool. All right, well, speak to you both very soon.
Yeah, thank you as always.
Thanks. See you later.
Thanks, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.